Howdy, my name is Nolan T. Painter. Most people think relationships are a race to the top. Who can get the most validation, the most gifts, the most attention? But the truth is that they're the opposite. It's a race to the bottom. Who can love deeper, serve harder, and give more? In today's video, I'm talking about that specific race. That relationships aren't a race to the top, but they're a race to the bottom. Racing to get underneath one another and support each other. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, anyway. Because a good person in a relationship, man or woman, is one who will do anything to be a supporter. The difference is, to race to the top means you're becoming a better person to be worthy of more. But a race to the bottom is mean you're abandoning everything to support them and thus become a better person. Because in life you want to be a better person through supporting, not becoming a better person as a result of wanting. Because a relationship is about being good, and being good is about sacrifice, and sacrificing means you need to do things without request. You need to do things without a desire. You just need to be nice. You need to be loving. You need to be consistent. That is what sacrifice is. That's what it means to be in a good relationship. So let's talk about it. Why love is built on service, and only in the good service that it will last. So, today's relationships and the big old 2025 revolve around the idea of what can I get? Attention, validation, status, and of course sex. This is a big one because a lot of people tell themselves, oh, I want to be good, I want to be kind. But deep down, it's only natural for a human to want. I'll say it first. At one point, I wanted sex. I wanted this. I wanted, maybe not necessarily like intimacy or like sex, but I wanted lustful things. I wanted to get something. I wanted to be complimented. I wanted to have my hand held. I wanted to be reassured. I wanted to be cared for. I wanted this. Now, you could argue some of those things I shouldn't want and some of those things I should want. The point is, I came into the relationship with the expectation that I wanted and that I deserved something. But I've learned, first of all, a lot of the things I wanted I shouldn't want, especially like the intimacy and lust, etc. I've learned to abandon those things. I shouldn't want those. I should focus on love if I were to want something. Second, B, you shouldn't be coming into a relationship wanting something. It's not wrong. It is natural. But your priority should be giving, right? Instead of wanting to get, you should be wanting to give. What can you do for them? How can you love them more? How can you reassure them? How can you give them your perspective? Pardon me. What was a good perspective is, from my point of view, is if I were to have a female best friend, in my mind I would go, oh no, I'm a good man. I wouldn't do anything wrong. I'm trustworthy. But from their perspective, it's as if they had a male best friend. And I know for a fact, I don't care how much I trust them, I don't want them having a male best friend. So, I got to humble myself and realize, okay, it doesn't matter how trustworthy I am. How can I reassure them? How can I care for them? I'll get rid of my male best friend or my female best friend. I don't care. It's about them. Relationships are about serving the other person and racing to the bottom, not because you want to get something, but because you want to give something. Right? Nowadays, people date like they're consumers. Right? They're always measuring their return on their investment, especially women will often do this very deliberately, while men will do this subconsciously. Women will say, oh, he makes this amount of money, or he does this for me, or he's willing to do these sacrifices, or he does this, he does that. Because women are taught expectations in a man. And what happens is they're constantly dating like we're a product, and we have to compare, and it's a huge pressure on men, right? It's the equivalent of women being objectified, right? The overwhelming fear that a woman's body is being objectified and she's only liked because of her body and that she'll be traded out because the man will find a better girl is the equivalent of a woman looking at a man as if he's some sort of product that can be interchanged once she finds the better alternative, right? We've mistaken love for leverage. But true love doesn't take leverage, it lifts each other. And what that means is we use love as an excuse to expect things from one another, and we use it as an excuse to demand things from one another. Because the truth is, though, love isn't something that revolves around you receiving, it revolves around you giving. Because if you truly love something, you're going to do anything in your power to give it. I believe I truly love something. I'm loving something, more specifically, I'm loving someone, not because I want her to say nice things to me, not because I want to be forgiven for my past mistakes, not because I want anything. I love her because I'm willing to sacrifice everything and do anything to serve her and to be kind to her, to the point where if me leaving her makes her more happy, then I'm willing to do that. That is the love I'm willing to provide. It's this godly love, religious or not. It is this godly, holy love where you're willing to sacrifice to the point where you are unrecognized and you are unseen and you are unwanted. But that is what's necessary to love. That is what's necessary to have a good commitment. And it's not leverage. It's not wanting something at the end of the day. It's not wanting something from the person. It's about wanting yourself to give more to them. Right? A race to the top creates this resentment, it creates this expectation, and then we get upset when this imaginary expectation is not fulfilled, right? But when both people start keeping a score, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, and this frustrates me because it's inevitable. As a man, I did this a lot. Subconsciously, I said earlier, men will create these tasks or these score keeps of women where they didn't do this or they did do this, because men often naturally have expectations. Which seems right, it seems natural, it seems fair to want something, but you got to realize, you got to achieve this awareness, this appreciation where you can acknowledge that you shouldn't be wanting things, you shouldn't be desiring things. If you want to be a good man, then you need to be racing to the bottom. What can I give her? What can I do that's better for her? And a good woman will naturally realize this. And the better thing is the less you expect, the more you will appreciate, because the more you will receive. Truly. If you don't expect her to hold hands and you just want to love her, and then she gives you a kiss, isn't that so much more? Right? So you shouldn't have these expectations. And it's the same for women too. Women constantly expect so many things of a man. They're taught to expect things from a man. And then when things don't happen, they're frustrated. And what happens is we have these thoughts in our mind that are created that lead from the inaccessibility of these expectations and how people fail to follow through these imaginary expectations that aren't even communicated. So the solution is communication. The solution is saying, I want you to do this, or I would like you to do this, or it might not be right if I want this, but these are my desires. And by communicating them, A, you don't feel the pressure about them anymore because you talked about them. B, you now told your spouse can now act on them. And C, if they're unrealistic, then you've had a conversation to no longer worry about that. So it's incredibly valuable to have this communication. Truly, I believe the communication is the solution to a lot of things. And the less you communicate, the worse things get. I was incredibly punished in a communication that lacked, I was incredibly punished in a relationship that lacked communication, and I've made it my goal to be as communicative as possible. In fact, I'm making this YouTube channel where I'm able to describe all the challenges of my life and then use it as something that can be as a gift to other growing men and women. But essentially, communication, I can never understate, is so important, and I think I've even made a few videos on it. I made one video titled, The 3 Things That Every Relationship Needs. I really suggest you watch it. It talks about love, communication, and action, and they all take time. Anyways, communication, incredibly important, cannot be overstated. But anyways, be honest with yourself. Have you ever caught yourself wanting to be appreciated more than you wanted to appreciate her? Let me tell you, I've caught myself plenty of times. Oh, I wanted her to hold me or kiss me or do this or do that, or compliment me, and then I'd compliment her and go, where's my compliment? Or I tell her I love her and then go, like, you shouldn't do that. Obviously, I never did it like that, but that was the thought in my mind. That was the expectation I had. But in a relationship, it's not a give and get. It's not a transaction. You're not giving something and then receiving something. You don't compliment and then be complimented. You compliment and then sacrifice by being humble. That is how you love each other. That is how you do it. And it is incredibly difficult because humans naturally so badly want to be complimented and want to be seen and respected and loved. And a good person will do that. But you yourself first have to be a good person. You yourself first have to sacrifice these innate desires that you have within yourself, these primal wishes, and then give yourself up to this other person to then be loved and receive that love as you believe you deserve. So in a healthy relationship, both people are trying to serve each other more deeply. So that means constantly trying to improve. That means constantly trying to resolve the inability and inaccessibility of your service to each other. Oh, we can't call, we can't talk, I will text you. Oh, I can't compliment you the right way, I will learn how to do it. Oh, you don't like the way I hold you, I will figure out a new way to do it. We will communicate, we will resolve these problems. There's a lack of communication, I'm going to lead as a man and be more communicative in the future. I will resolve these problems. You must fix things, you must improve. If there is a lack in a certain area, you as a man need to improve and make up upon it. But to do that, you need to realize. So you need to think, and you need to think hard and analyze a lot. A lot. And it doesn't matter if they see you or not. A good woman will see you, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you're doing it out of love. And out of love means you're doing it from sacrifice. And from sacrifice means you're doing it without expecting anything. Racing to the bottom means trying to outgive each other in love, patience, and service. So, of course, service, you're doing something for someone. In love means you're loving, you're willing to sacrifice. And then patience is another important one because it takes time. You might do something now, and it might take her a long time to then give you that something. But that doesn't make you any better or any more deserving. It means you'll be more appreciative when it does happen. So, if you do A and you expect B, then first of all, you shouldn't. But second of all, if you don't expect B when you do A, then when B or C or D arrives, you will be, first of all, so much more appreciative, and second of all, it'll be so much more natural because you won't be constantly desiring this thing that will ruin you when it doesn't happen, right? I just talked about that earlier, the idea of having these invisible expectations in your mind that are unknown to your partner, and then you get upset when they don't happen even though you never communicated them, and ultimately it's your fault. So don't do things with the expectation of reciprocation. And even if it takes time, allow it to take time so you can be more patient, so you can be more appreciative when it happens. And you should be proud of those moments. You should be proud of waiting. You should be proud when it does happen, even when it's a little bit. And it is a little unhealthy to say. It's a little frustrating to say, you don't deserve these things. But the truth is, you do deserve them. You need to humble yourself to the extent where you have a larger priority on giving than receiving. And if that is acquired, then you will be so much more happier and grateful when you do receive. Pardon me. You're not giving because you want this approval. At the end, you're giving because it's your duty and joy as a man. You should find joy. And that's why you need to be patient. That's why you need to be humble. That's why you need to work hard. Because it's in waiting that you're more appreciative. And in your appreciation, you will find joy. You will find joy loving. My partner, future partner, hopefully, has no idea about the amount of work I'm doing. They have no idea of the YouTube channel, no idea of all the languages I'm learning, because I'm going to be learning 4 now. Technically not learning all 4, but I will have been able to speak 4, doing all the videos, doing schoolwork, studying, getting really good grades, doing really good in my work, doing all these applications, filling out all my school, building this lifestyle, working hard, becoming this man, this good man, good righteous man. And they'll never realize that. But I'm not doing it for the sake of them going, oh wow, you're doing it. I'm doing it because I love them. And maybe they will. Maybe they will see that. And that will be the pleasure. That will be what I'm receiving as a result of this. But I'm doing this because it is my joy. It is my duty as a man. And I love so much sacrificing everything for them because I love them. And a good woman will mirror that. A good woman, by giving emotion and natural stability and supporting your mission, will give back to you. Because a good woman will see all the work you're doing and all the joy you find from it and will support you. She will support your mission. She'll give you stability and emotion. She will give you the emotion. She will let you be vulnerable. She will hold you. She will care for you. The same way you want to hold your girl, wrap her up in a blanket and say, I love you, I'll protect her, I'll protect you. She will hold you and say, it's okay. I'll hold you when you fall, and I'll hold you up as you win. So, you don't want to take from her. You want to give to her whatever you can, right? Don't be trying to take things as a sense of receiving. Lend anything you can as a sense of giving a gift, right? It's the most holy thing and the most precious thing in a relationship to sacrifice. And in sacrifice, you must give, not receive. Give her a man who wants love, not lust. Because love is selfless and disciplined and consistent, while lust is selfish and is the opposite. It's based on a desire that revolves around your wanting, your receiving. But lust, if lust is receiving, you wanting this, you wanting sex, you wanting intimacy, bit of a grayscale to intimacy, because intimacy can be found in love and lust, but just looking at the lust side of intimacy. Whereas love is the opposite. I want to love. I don't want to have any more lust. Promise me. Just hear me. I don't want any more of that in my life. I don't want lust. I want love. I want love. I'll say it 1,000 times. Let me tell you one more time. I don't want lust. I want love. Nolan Thomas Painter wants love. I've gone out of my life. Don't want it anymore. No, thank you. Made that mistake one time. I'm never going to make a mistake for the rest of my life. I hate it. Anywho, love is the opposite of lust. Love is the sense of giving for the sake of wanting them to be better, wanting them to be healthier, being loving, because you love it, right? For the joy of the game, for the fun of the game. You got to love each other. It's got to be good. Give her a man who provides through strength and purpose, right? You got to have this work. You got to have the business. You got to have the growth. And, it's not just for money, but it's for your legacy. It's for your legacy with your partner who will support you. You got to give her all those things. You have to become those things for her. And you got to give her peace of mind. And you got to give her safety. She should rest well knowing her man can handle whatever life throws at him. Oh, there's this girl you're hanging out. I'll block her for you. Oh, you don't want me going to the bar? No problem. I'll never touch a drink for the rest of my life. You're worried about XYZ? I'll get rid of ABC. It doesn't matter. I will do whatever it takes for you. You got to give her the peace of mind. Because women worry a lot and they won't tell you. So assuming that there isn't a communication, or that there is communication but you can tell that there's something going on, do whatever you can to reassure. Tell her 1,000 times every day that you care for her and will do anything for her, and then do it. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to scoop her up and then carry her up a freaking mountain and then do like a backflip with her in her arms and then bring her to moon and then the Mars and then Venus and then go all around the world and then just carry her and protect her. You need to actually do the things. You need to be this perfect man for her. And it's difficult. It's a lot of weight, but a good woman will recognize that and she will care for you. And it's so beautiful. Let me tell you, it's so precious. It's so beautiful. But she needs the peace of mind. She needs safety. She needs to rest well or not worry when she walks at the streets because you're beside her. She needs to be able to sleep well because you're holding her. She needs to be confident with her image because you're complimenting her. So you got to give her a strong family with traditional values too. You need faith, you need leadership, you need unity. That's how you build homes, not just houses. Home is built when two people come together in agreement. So you need to be agreeing with her. You need to be gentle with her. You need to be a father figure for your children. You need to be a good man who she will see as a good father. Right? Think about it. Would you make a good dad? If you were a girl, would you date you? Would you marry yourself? Would you let yourself be the father of your own children? If the answer is no, you got a lot of work to do. So you got to become that man where she will see, yes, you are a person I want to be the father of my children. I want you to father my family. You need to be that man. You need to give her the gifts. You need to give her the time and the affection. You need to be consistent. I don't care if you lost your legs in a war. I don't care if your arms got blown off. I don't care if your feelings are numb or if you feel horrible or if you're tired. You got to love her. You got to be there for her. You got to be consistent throughout all the time, no matter how challenging it is, and she will recognize that. And most importantly, I cannot stress, is time. It takes time. You don't build those things overnight. You don't build those things in a week. You don't build those things in a month. Hell, you don't build them in a year. You might get to some points in a year. You might say things in a year, but you will not build it in a year. It takes a lifetime, and it takes eternity to be with each other. And you must be ready for it. Because if you're not ready to spend forever with each other, then how are you ready to spend tomorrow? And you must live it that day by day, night by night, eternity in life. And you will do it as good as a man. And you will work hard good as a man. And you will do everything you can. And you will work hard. And when you do fall, when you do fail, she will support you. Because naturally, she recognized your hard work. And a good woman will support you when you fall. A bad woman will leave you when you fall. A bad woman will reject you when you fall. A bad woman will abandon your dreams. So get a good woman, but first be a good man. She should never forget who she has chosen. So don't try be the man who gets everything from her. Be the man who gives everything she deserves. A good woman will see when a man gives from love and not insecurity. A man who gives from insecurity because he feels like he's not enough is so much less of a man who just gives it because he loves it. right? You could tell when someone is making a YouTube video because they're not passionate and they want money versus someone who's making a YouTube video because they're enjoying it, they're passionate, they're loving what they're talking about. You need to be the man who's worth loving what they're talking about, who's worth loving the person. And a woman will recognize it because I'll say this again, they're detail-oriented. They love these things. I say it in every video. It is so beautiful how precious these women are and how precious detail-oriented they are. Ugh, I can't talk, sorry. But they will tell when you're giving from love and not insecurity. And men are often weaponized against their insecurity by women. And you need to realize it's okay to be insecure, but it's not okay to be insecure forever. You need to resolve these issues. You need to be the man who's confident. You need to be the man who's clever. You need to be the man who's quick. You need to be the man who's giving with love because he loves loving, not because he's afraid of losing. And her response isn't greed, but it's going to be gratitude, because a good woman is going to be grateful when you're loving. And it might not take today, it might not take tomorrow, it might not take the next 8 months, it might not take till you're done school, it might not take till you're 20, it might not take till you're 40. You might never get it. Who cares? The point of being a man is a point of sacrifice. The point of being a man is a point of love, and love is sacrifice. She starts racing to the bottom too in this. She'll want to serve, nurture, and uplift you too, because when you do it, she'll want to do it too. But it's important that you're doing it from love, not because you want her to start doing it. And she'll see this, and it'll be beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than that. There's nothing more precious. There's no greater point to life than having this relationship. There's nothing greater. You are here on this planet because two people came together and made you. You only exist because two people made love for you. That is the only reason you're here today. So why not celebrate it? Why not be happy? Why not be precious and grateful for it? I believe there is nothing greater than that. There's nothing greater than two people coming together in love. There's nothing greater than a relationship. That is my opinion. That is what I believe to be the point of life, the reason to existing, the reason to want to work hard is for a good woman. You want to be a good man, not just for yourself, but for a good woman. God made man and woman so they can be together. So why not want to be with a woman? Why not try to find your spare rib? Why not try to find the woman who is so precious, so perfect and made for you? Why not want to be the good man? That is who I want to be. I want to be the good man. I want to be the man who works hard for that woman to come, and I want to love, not because I want to receive, but because I want to give it. I believe I'm a man of love. I believe every bone in my body is a bone of love, and I want to give all the love I can have and be so perfectly motivated, so disciplined to never give up. No matter if I fail, no matter if I fall, I will stand back up and she'll be there to support me. Because that's when relationships become divine. Two people humbly serving each other, not battling for control, but working together. When you're arguing with each other, which is normal, you don't argue against each other, you're arguing with each other. You don't solve problems against each other. You're coming together to solve an issue. You're both battling, you're both struggling, because relationships are about togetherness, and no amount of difficulty will separate you. In fact, difficulty in a perfect relationship will bring you together, because when both of you race to the bottom, you both rise together. The strongest man is not the one who receives the most, but the one who gives without keeping a score. Because love isn't soft, as I've said before, it's sacrificial. And as a good man, you can never keep these scores, you must always be fighting. And sacrifice is the highest expression of your masculinity, even if nobody recognizes it. And that in itself is sacrifice. If you are racing to the bottom, you'll find her waiting there, because that's where humility meets devotion. So race to the bottom, and you'll find out what real love feels like. And I pray that myself and all the men of the world can find this one day, and find what devotion feels like and work hard. And it would be nice if this woman I'm working for will realize it. It would be nice if she can see it. She's out there, she's beautiful, she's loved, and it'd be nice if she can recognize it. But till then, I will continue to work hard, and beyond that, I will continue to work hard regardless, because I am a happy man. I am a man of joy. Times are tough. Times hit me hard. I have struggled. Believe me, I've struggled more than you could realize. And I'm so thankful to be here and so thankful to be loving and to talk about her, because I love her so much, and I will not hold back. I will not feel shame for wanting to be this good man. I digress. Race to the bottom. That is where true love is. My name is Nolan T. Painter, and thank you for watching.